Hi, Corey Schumann, Gold Rush Expeditions here. We're out at the Prodigal Mine today, just above the old ghost town of Manhattan. Huge, rich producing gold area, a lot of history up here, and this is one of the last few mines that's actually left up here that's accessible. You can see I'm by an old cabin here, and it's super awesome. I've got tons and tons of names carved in all over here. There's new names, there's also older names, which I'm more interested in the older names, but you can see the difference in how they carved in their names as well. When I'm dating some of this log cabin here, which you've probably seen before on some of our things, some of our videos, is that you can really tell a lot from the construction of the cabin. This you can see, now this cabin could really use a really good claimant to come in and fix it up, straighten it up, and restore it. This is a very historical piece, but see here, right here, this has been notched out with an axe or a knife at best. I mean, it's really rough, but all these pieces fit together, and the fit together was so that there was as little notching as possible, which is just mud work and mortar work in between to keep it airtight. That is 1800s, your 1870s to 1900 construction. The newer stuff, they would have used the big saws. This is, when you're just out here with an axe, you're living the American dream. You're out here making something happen. This would have been the miners' quarters, which tells me that they were living up here, which you don't live at your mine unless you have something really, really good. So we're gonna move over here and check out the mine. So right here at the Prodigal Mine, this is the lower adit, and there's some beautiful tailings here. I've just been fishing through a little bit, and well, we've got a lot of this iron, and you've got some pyrites running through here. Other stuff that you've got that's interesting is some really highly polished, I'd almost call it river rock. Like this I just found is quartz. It's almost clear, it's got a little pink to it, but it is perfectly smooth. How a rock gets that perfectly smooth out here, I don't know, it's cool. So this is, if you're into refining, this could be where you're playing with some of this and crushing it down and seeing what gold you can get out of it. But if you listen to us at all, the big money is in the mine. So here's the Prodigal, lower adit. Why do I say lower adit? Because there's another big mine up top. My assumption is the two meet together. It might be a shaft, it might be another adit. You're gonna find out along with us. But what we've got here, this is awesome. Now you might say, oh, that sucks, that's a gate, we can't get into it, that's just horrible. Well, it's actually not, because what's been happening here is this kind of gate, if you contracted us out to build this for you, it'd probably cost you $3,000 to $4,000. What's happened is the Forest Service is contracted to have this put up because there was so many people that have died. Nah, there wasn't. Regardless of the reason, you have this gnarly big old gate. It's got a lock. Now, we're not gonna be able to get into it till we can get to the Forest Service and get a key to this lock, but you can see this thing is stout. It's gonna keep people out. It's also gonna keep animals out. It's kind of wet, so you're not gonna get cats or anything like that, but some of these mines, you could get cats, you could get all sorts of little critters that wanna hang out in the springtime when it's wet and it's a dry place in the mine. So this is a definite benefit. You can also see what they've been cutting into a little bit here. There's some really interesting fractures and faults here, but it's all super solid. Very cool. Lower Prodigal. We're gonna work our way up to the top of the mine and take a look at what's going on up there. So we're up here at the top of the Prodigal Mine now. Man, it's a beautiful tailings pile. You can look at some of this that you can see here. We've got a lot of pyrites, and we've also got a good amount of mica. Try and get some sunlight reflection off that. Oh, that's nice. There's a good amount of visible gold here. Sorry, I probably shouldn't toss that. This has got nice little bits of gold right in the top. This came out of the adit that's collapsed behind me. It's actually collapsed by the Forest Service, your tax dollars in action. But it could be easily reopened. You could dig into it. You could process this if you were so inclined. And I don't know that there's any reason you couldn't just make a killing off this. This upper section, there's no reason that it would not intersect with the adit below. That's usually the methodology, is that What we've seen here is there was probably some sort of decline or shaft back here that went down as people were doing their mining stuff. Usually they would come down lower because it's easier just to drop your ore down and shoot it out instead of pulling it up and then transporting it all the way down to the same bottom of the hill. So super cool site. The mine was massive up here. I mean, there was a couple hundred feet that shot that way. There's tunnel underneath my feet. There's a lot of tunnel back here. The area is beautiful. If you like Colorado, if you like the high mountain stuff, it's amazing. There's cabins on the claim. There is water down below me. This is a great Colorado site. This is the Prodigal Claim for Gold Rush Expeditions. I'm Corey Schumann. We'll see you at the next site.